Hello and welcome to Abstract AF. I'm Sneha Jaiswal and we're going to be discussing the 2023 Netflix animated series Castlevania Nocturne.
I have a reputation, and people accept it because of the heroic and handsome thing. But teenage girls conjuring creatures from the other world, they start building piles of very flammable wood.
Richter Belmont says this to his magic-wielding friend Maria when the two decide to alert the church about a sinister vampire uprising. Set in the 1790s against the turbulent years of the French Revolution, Netflix's 2023 animated series, Castlevania Nocturne, is a lavish spin-off that's spread over 8 episodes. Directed by Adam Dietz and Sam Dietz, this follow-up to Castlevania focuses on the rise of Richter Belmont, the last remaining descendant of the renowned family of vampire hunters. Orphaned at a young age, Richter is raised by his rich aunt Tara, whose spirited daughter Maria also possesses magic and harbors a passionate desire to overthrow the monarchy. When whispers of a new vampire messiah begins to circulate, Richter and Maria join forces with revolutionaries called Annette and Edward to thwart the night creatures from seizing control of their world. While the earlier animated series by Netflix called simply Castlevania featured the nearly invincible Dracula as its primary antagonist, who, by the way, is based on the infamous historical figure Vlad the Impaler, the writers of Castlevania Nocturne also drew inspiration from the real world for the series' villain. Elizabeth Bathory is the evil vampire messiah in this new series who seeks to rule the world and extinguish the sun forever. This character is based on Countess Elizabeth Bathory, a Hungarian noblewoman who allegedly tortured and killed over 600 girls and women in her castles. To help build suspense and intrigue around this villain, the creators don't let viewers have a proper look at Elizabeth Bathory until episode 6, and it teases with only the briefest glimpse in episode 3. The mysterious Mizrak, who kills Belmont's mom, was a little more interesting, not just because he slayed a Belmont, but also because his loyalties remain a little dubious throughout the runtime. The animation still isn't the best. There have been few improvements since the 2017 series, and the graphic becomes rather choppy when the characters walk. So when characters are walking in the episode, it feels like a glitchy game from the early 2000s. The movements, they are not smooth. But this time, the color palette is more in line with the Gothic themes of the story. Castlevania Nocturne also explores the conflicted and paradoxical nature of men who serve the church and the corrupt nexus between the clergy and aristocrats. For example, the abbot has a secret pact with the marquis to quell revolutionary uprisings and maintain the age-old status quo between the wealthy and the oppressed. However, this exploration of just how corrupt the church can be is rather tame in comparison to just how fantastically it was done in Season 1 and 2 of the Castlevania that came out in 2017, where it pitted Dracula against the church. Richter Belmont, Maria, and Annette are the primary fighting trio in the series, and even though they are great characters, the banter is not as fun as I was hoping for it to be. On the other hand, these new heroes have more solid backstories. The young Richter suffers from PTSD and is haunted by visions of watching his mother die right in front of his eyes, while Annette, a former slave girl, also witnesses her mother's murder and escapes her owner's clutches, who was a vampire, with the help of Edward, a wealthy opera singer. And it is up to these 3 young people to help stop the uprising of the bloodthirsty Elizabeth Bathory and her generals. The odds don't seem fair because the 3 protagonists are rather young, but there are plenty of battles and blood, although again, not quite as gory as the older series. Regardless, Castlevania Nocturne is a worthy successor and ends in a way I really wanted it to. I don't want to give away any spoilers, so let's just say this. Season 1 closes with an epic cliffhanger. If you loved Castlevania, you will most likely like Castlevania Nocturne too, and you can stream the series on Netflix. That's all from me. Talk to you the next time.